Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with LEGACYBOX. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. The year 1932 unfolded as one of the lowest points of the Great Depression. For 124 million Americans, life felt uncertain, and they were just hoping for any signs of a recovery. Despite this, moments of courage, innovation, and cultural change still pushed the country forward, making 1932 a year filled with important events and new milestones. Starting the year off on January 12th, a political milestone occurred as Hattie Caraway of Arkansas became the first woman ever elected to the United States Senate, setting a precedent that would encourage future generations. On February 4th, the nation turned its attention to winter sports, as the 1932 Winter Olympics opened in Lake Placid, New York. Athletes from all over the world descended upon upstate New York's snowy landscape, which drew 100,000 spectators over the course of the games. February 15th was an important date in radio history when Clara, Lou, and Em considered the very first daytime network soap opera aired in the morning on NBC Radio, after it began as an evening program in 1931. On February 22nd, the U.S. War Department revived the Purple Heart, restoring the decoration as an honor awarded in the President's name to service members wounded or killed in action. Retroactive awards would soon follow. March 1st is remembered for one of the most heartbreaking crimes in American history, the kidnapping of Charles Lindbergh Jr. from the family's New Jersey home. Aviator Charles Lindbergh paid a $70,000 ransom, but 10 weeks later, the child's body was discovered a few miles away, shocking the nation. Tensions boiled over on March 7th, when unemployed auto workers in Dearborn, Michigan marched outside Ford's River Rouge plant. Police opened fire on protesters, leaving 4 people dead in what became known as the Ford Hunger March. April 2nd saw the release of Tarzan the Ape Man, starring Olympic swimmer Johnny Weissmuller. Weissmuller would go on to star in a total of 12 iconic Tarzan films. On May 2nd, Americans were introduced to a new voice on the airwaves, as comedian Jack Benny's radio show broadcast for the very first time, launching a career that would span decades. On May 21st, exactly 5 years after Charles Lindbergh's historic solo flight across the Atlantic, Amelia Earhart matched his achievement, this time as the first woman to complete the solo nonstop crossing, landing in Ireland after nearly 15 hours in the air. The Revenue Act of 1932 went into effect on June 6th, implementing the very first U.S. federal gas tax, 1 cent for every gallon of gasoline sold. July 1st was when New York Governor Franklin D. Roosevelt secured the Democratic nomination for president at the party's convention in Chicago. On July 8th, the economic crisis reached a painful milestone when the Dow Jones Industrial Average hit its lowest point of the Great Depression, bottoming out at 41.22. On July 28th, President Herbert Hoover ordered federal troops to evict the Bonus Army, World War I veterans and their families, demanding early payment of promised bonuses. They had built encampments in Washington, D.C. in protest, and their eviction resulted in 4 deaths, which deepened public anger. Los Angeles welcomed athletes from around the globe on July 30th, as the 1932 Summer Olympics officially kicked off. 37 countries sent athletes to the Games, which was down from 46 4 years earlier. due to the Great Depression that continued to be a worldwide event. August 1st introduced us to a coin that would become a household staple. The George Washington quarter was released into circulation for the first time. On October 1st, baseball fans couldn't stop talking about Babe Ruth's legendary called shot. It occurred in the 5th inning of Game 3 of the 1932 World Series, a moment that would be forever woven into sports folklore. On October 15th, the University of Michigan Marching Band, then known as the Varsity Band, unveiled the Script Ohio formation during the Michigan-Ohio State football game. This was long before Ohio State adopted the tradition. November 7th brought another broadcasting first, when the radio program Buck Rogers in the 25th Century first began airing. The science fiction program sparked imaginations across the country and distracted families from the ongoing financial stress of the times. On November 8th, Americans went to the polls and delivered a resounding landslide victory to Franklin D. Roosevelt over incumbent Herbert Hoover. The country embraced FDR's promise of a New Deal, along with the promise to repeal Prohibition. And finally, on December 27th, tens of thousands flocked to New York City for the grand opening of Radio City Music Hall, a glittering Art Deco theater that would soon become home to the world-famous Rockettes. Recollection Road and LEGACYBOX both believe it's important to preserve the past. If you're like me, there's a box of your family's treasured home movies and photos tucked away somewhere, and LEGACYBOX can help you preserve them digitally. The process is a simple and safe solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or to the cloud. Just send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. LEGACYBOX is trusted by over 1 million people, and it's all done right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn and Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.